the other side of the globe. My name is Apoorva, and I am a corporate professional by profession. I'm an engineer, and I've been practicing Bachelor for quite a few years now. And today I'm going to be talking to you about Bachelor therapy and how do we use Bachelor actually in day-to-day life, right? So first of all, the one most common question, what is bachelor therapy? So as the name goes by, uh, first of all, it is made of flowers. So we all know that, right? So for those who are not aware of it, there were around 38 flowers, which a very prominent doctor in UK during the time frame of about World War II, Dr. Edward Bach, he discovered and he compared these 38 flowers to various emotions in the human body. I mean, he could see those qualities in those flowers. Now, the essence made from these flowers basically is used in the bachelor therapy. How does bachelor therapy help us? Bachelor therapy is a very unique concept. We have seen that we take medicines for various diseases, right? If somebody has, let's say, fever, we go and take probably a crocin or a paracetamol, whatever is available. But in batch, the theory goes that any issue that happens or occurs in your body is actually a resultant of some disturbance or some emotion that is occurring prior to that disease in your body. So the root of any disease, any issue is actually an emotion, right? Now, this is something that is physical, all right? Um, let's say somebody is having some emotional or mental issues or, the psychosomatic issues also. Those are what? Those are also emotions, right? So let's say if somebody is experiencing anxiety, it's the root of it is basically fear. Okay, so we in Bachelor, what we do is we recognize those emotions which are not so natural to you in terms of your very nature. Okay, so we have identified, or rather Dr. Batch has identified those emotions for us. And uh, any human life basically does not go beyond these 38 emotions. So in a course of human life, we experience all the emotions that can only be clubbed into these 38 categories. All right. So how do we use bachelor? We take these flower essences, and there's a procedure which we learn about in the course. We take these flower essences, and it is very simple to use. We use those essences in water with a certain quantity, and we ingest that. All right. So Dr. Batch actually said that treating yourself or healing yourself should be as easy as going into your garden, plucking those tulsi leaves in our case, or tea leaves in the case of UK folks, and making a tea for yourself. Okay. So the idea of bachelor is this. Now, the second question that we get most often is it self doable, right? So the idea of bachelor is very much to make everyone self sufficient, to make empower everybody to recognize their emotion and treat that. Okay, now what like today what I'm going to discuss with you is more about how do we use bachelor in our day-to-day activities, right? We have heard a lot that so and so had this disease, or so and so had this emotional condition, or they had anxiety or some condition where bachelor could help. But you know, in your daily routine, if you get up in the morning, for example, and you're not feeling up to it, to go to your office, probably if you're an office goer, or maybe, do the household chores, then does Bachelor help there? So it is as simple as using probably a couple of drops of hornbeam, which is one of the flower essences in your tea or in your glass of water, and having it, right? Similarly, let's say if you're going to an interview today, and I mean, feeling nervous is a part of the game, right? Or feeling a bit not so confident is what happens typically to us before an interview, or if you have to give a speech or anything like that, right? So, or a presentation. So it's as simple as, taking large out of your kit and just putting 2 drops of it in the water and having it. Okay. Now, similarly, if we move on to a bit of situational issues in your day-to-day life. For example, you're on the road and God forbid, but you saw an accident. All right. Now, that accident can be unsettling for a lot of us. You know, and then when you're going to your office, or you're commuting on that road, or even you're back from the road, you are just, your mind is there and probably a bit nervous because of the whole scene. So, taking a few drops of rock rose, or taking a few drops of mimulus because of the fear, can really help you, right? Another situation which we very often face is the traffic jam. So many times I've seen, while driving or while commuting, we see people, get into a fight because of somebody taking over, or some kind of, road rage or anything. So during that time, when somebody's feeling anxious, and you don't want to be the one of those, of course. So, being overwhelmed because of the traffic, or because of the timing that you usually take to, reach your destination. So you can probably take elm, which is an overwhelm correction medicine, right? Now, let's talk about something that something that can happen in our day-to-day lives in our family. So, for example, you go to a party. This is more for teenagers, because we've been there. I'm not a teenager anymore, but yeah. So let's say you've gone to a party and you're late from that party, and you really fear that you're going to be scolded, or taken case of by your parents, or in our case now our partners or equivalents. So just take a few drops of mimulus, and probably a little bit of calming yourself down if you're nervous, so maybe aspen, and just come back. And when they're saying some things, or you can just be by yourself and keep calm. All right. So these are like small little examples of day-to-day activities that you can take. So now let's come to more of the physical part of it, right? In day-to-day, we've been seeing cases that people have been, having gastric troubles, or they've been having headaches. Today is a Monday, a lot of people are fasting, and we know that some people cannot just fast, they have headaches, or they have gas issues or similar, right? Or sometimes you feel giddy, all right? So during that time also, so let's say you do not know, let's say you have a family member and they suddenly feel, giddy, and you cannot, you don't have that much time to think about what is going on in their mind, because they need to answer you. Okay, what is going on in their mind before you can decide the emotion. So in those cases, the first thing to go, of course, would be the rescue remedy, right? Now, what is rescue remedy? Rescue remedy is an emergency mix which can be used in emergency conditions where you do not have the time to think of what medicine should be given. Okay, so first of all, giving them the rescue remedy so that they can calm down, they can, hold a ground for themselves, and then basis whatever is going on in their emotions that particular day, you can give them, or for yourself, you can take the medicine accordingly. Okay. Similarly, a latest case that I have dealt with is one of my family members. They were having a lot of headache, and we thought that it's a fasting time, and so headache is normal. So what do we do? We usually, just go and take a disprin. But in his case, he told us that he had a uh, deadline in the office, which he had to adhere to, and he was fasting, and so he was feeling anxious that overwhelmed that he has a fast and he has to travel to his office and complete that work. So we gave them aspen and elm, and within like 5 or 10 minutes, he was feeling much better. His headache just cleared off. All right. So actually, Bachelor has a lot of usage in our day-to-day activities apart from the specific issues that we face in our life, right? Having a fever or having a condition or having a something critical is of course treatable, and but when we are going through the normal course of day, we tend to ignore that what all can we actually make easy by taking Bachelor, right? So all these cases that I just told you right now, these are pretty much like small little cases which we experience in day-to-day life. And if you keep taking or adjusting your emotion, if it is troubling you, okay, if it is troubling you, if you're feeling anxious or you're feeling nervous, and you just take those 2 drops with your tea or with your water, right? So it usually does not get converted to any condition. Okay, if it is manageable and you don't want to take it, up to you, no issues. But if you think your work is being hampered or you're feeling a bit unsettled and you want to calm down yourself, just take it. The best part about batch flower therapy is that it is non-habit forming, right? So if you're taking it, please don't think that I'll be habitual to these flower essences, and what if I don't take them? It is not like that. It is a non-habit forming modality. If you do not take it, you're not going to miss it or something like that. But of course, it's how we take ginger tea when it's cold, or we take warm water when we are or soup for that matter when we are having some nasal issues. It's as good as that. It clears off, but it doesn't mean that you have to have warm water, otherwise your nasal uh, cavity will again get blocked, right? It doesn't happen that way. Whenever it is required, just take it and then drop it, right? So bachelor is actually very useful in day-to-day activities also. And I think having this knowledge in itself, that today I feel that I'm overwhelmed, can I take just having this knowledge is such a big power in itself, because you don't have to go through all of that roller coaster emotional, right? Just take those 2 drops, relax, and go to your work and do your work. All right. So I think that was a small little gist of how does bachelor help in our day-to-day lives. For actually learning it in detail, we have a course coming up on 28th, just this month, and the timings are very work friendly. We have kept it in the evening, 7 to 9, so that all the working professionals can also attend it. And it's a government accredited course, so you will be getting a government certificate also if you register for it. And the recordings would be available. It's just 2 hours for 5 days and 10 hours in totality, and you'll be able to heal yourself by yourself. All right, so all the best. Read about it, learn about it, do learn it. It will be a great opportunity for you to practice bachelor. All right, so thank you everyone. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.